Hello, I'm Mrs. Charity. Welcome to the Glorious Heritage Overview of Catholic Church History. Discover the amazing story of the Church together as a family as you color and paste your way through the timeline and printables, which you can find on our website. And now, let's move into our topic for today.
Hello, I'm Mr. Charity, and welcome to the Glorious Heritage Catholic History video series. Today's topic is number 100, the Spanish and Roman Inquisitions. If you look on your timeline and summary question sheets, you'll notice that we are in the green time period, which we have named Revolt. If you don't have a timeline or summary question sheets, you can find them on our website. The Protestant Revolt, started by Martin Luther, was like a huge bomb that exploded in the middle of Christendom. Part of the reason why Protestant heresies spread so quickly is because during the time of the Renaissance, Catholics did not know their catechisms all that well. Therefore, they didn't have all the answers to refute the errors and heresies from the Protestants. Well, after the Protestant heresy started, the Catholic Church called the Council of Trent to respond to it. And just a couple years prior to the Council of Trent, the Church started the Roman Inquisition in order to stop the spread of heresy in Catholic lands, particularly the Italian peninsula. An inquisition is like a courtroom or a trial. There are judges who sat and listened, giving their verdicts. The Inquisition would travel from town to town throughout the Italian peninsula. If there were any heretics in those towns, they would be accused as such before the judge of the Inquisition. The accused person would have to appear before the Inquisition and answer questions, under an oath. If there was a lot of evidence against that person, then they would be taken into account also. Sometimes the Inquisition would put pressure on these people if the judges thought they were not telling the truth. They had certain devices that caused pain, hoping they would confess instead of having to suffer that pain. But this happened seldomly. The majority of cases were resolved through simple questions only. Now, there was another Inquisition that was taking place during this time as well in Spain. This was called the Spanish Inquisition, but it was slightly different than the Roman one. In Spain, the king and queen made a law that in order to be part of the Spanish government, or to retain a position of power and influence, that a person had to be Catholic. There were very many Jews who lived in the Kingdom of Spain, and they wanted to have powerful positions. So many of them decided to be baptized and become Catholics. Or at least that's what they said in public. In private, they admitted that they didn't really want to become Catholic, and that secretly they denied the faith, only because they were pretending to be Catholic in order to have a good position in society. The Spanish Inquisition was a trial or a court, much like the Roman one. But its mission was to call these Jews who were baptized but secretly denied the faith and to ask them questions. These Jews were called conversos, and the Spanish king and queen wanted to find out who these conversos were and to get rid of them, so as not to corrupt their kingdom with the denial of the Catholic faith. Well, like the Roman Inquisition, the Spanish Inquisition also used light torture as well, but only in specific circumstances. The majority of the time, they did not. The modern world, however, has denounced the Inquisition for using coercion and force. The modern world doesn't believe in the true faith. The modern world thinks that all religions are good and that one religion should not claim to be the true religion. Well, that's false. And because the modern world thinks these false ideas, it cannot understand why the Inquisition wanted to safeguard and preserve the Catholic faith. That is why they denounced the Inquisition. The truth is, though, without the Inquisition, the Catholics in Spain would have been corrupted with false beliefs from Jews and Protestants. It was the Inquisition that pulled out these heresies, just like a gardener pulls weeds out of a garden. Okay, here's Mrs. Charity to tell you more about the oath of the Inquisition.
Hello, I am Mrs. Charity. The Roman Inquisition was not the first Inquisition by the Catholic Church. However, it was the first Inquisition that required those accused of giving their testimony under a solemn oath taken before God. This made it much easier for the inquisitors to find out the truth from those accused. Most people back then were rightfully terrified of lying after taking an oath before God. Because of this and many other reasons, the Roman Inquisition was very effective in its efforts to stamp out Protestantism and other heresies inside of Catholic lands.
Welcome back. Here's a short story about the Conversos and the Catholic King of Spain. As I, King Ferdinand II of Aragon, sit in my grand chamber, the weight of the crown feels heavier than ever. The year is 1492, a year that will be remembered for the triumph of a Reconquista and the discovery of new lands by Christopher Columbus. Yet amidst these victories, a shadow looms over our beloved Spain, the threat posed by the Conversos. The Conversos were Jews who had converted to Christianity, but they were a growing concern. Many of my advisors whispered about their insincerity, their secret adherence to their old Jewish religion, and the potential to undermine the very foundations of the Catholic realm. The Church, our guiding light, was at risk, and as its defender, I could not ignore these dangers. I recall the words of my confessor, Tomás de Torquemada, the Grand Inquisitor. "Your Majesty," he has said, "the Conversos are a cancer within the body of the Church. They pretend to be Christians, but in their hearts they remain Jews. They mock our sacraments, they desecrate our holy rites, they lead the faithful astray, and we must act decisively to protect the purity of the faith." His words echoed in my mind as I pondered the situation. The Conversos had risen to prominent positions in society. They were merchants and scholars and even members of the clergy. Their influence was undeniable, and their wealth gave them power. But could we truly trust them? Were they loyal to the Church, or were they secretly plotting its downfall? One evening, as I walked through the gardens of the Alhambra, I encountered Isabella, my beloved queen. She shared my concerns about the Conversos and the dangers they posed. "Ferdinand," she said, "we must protect our people from the false Christians. The Church is the cornerstone of our kingdom, and we cannot allow it to be corrupted." Thus I knew at that point that the Inquisition was necessary, and I, as the king, ordered it to be done. Well, that's all for today. Come back next time, and we'll talk about the revolt of King Henry VIII. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Visit our website, www.gloriousheritagecartoons.com, where you can find more educational supplements, cartoons, books, and printables. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to get notified of our latest updates and videos. And if you like our work and want to support us, you can make a donation on our website or on Patreon. We really appreciate your generosity and kindness. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.